I'm addressing you from Aydin Kusadasi. My name is Kerem and my last name is Tufan. I have been playing the Ney instrument for 25 years. I have gained expertise through academic training and teaching Ney at universities during this time period of 25 years. I have been producing Neys on my own for the duration of the past 5 years, utilizing my own skills and expertise in this field. I do not work in any other institution. With the ability to preserve traditional handicrafts provided by the state and our president, we obtained our tax exemption certificate in the neighborhood of Kus Odasi, which is known for its rich cultural heritage. The display case you presently see lying down is not a showcase of balance nor a workshop. It is a corner of my residence where I reside with my spouse and mother. With these characteristics, we put into action our name and our expertise. Additionally, we have an unwavering sense of duty to assist individuals worldwide who harbor a strong desire to learn the Ney. In order to fulfill this obligation, we provide our social media and YouTube channel, Neyzen TV, as a cost-free cultural, artistic, and educational platform. Our aim is to offer access to the Ney and its teachings to a diverse audience, ensuring inclusivity and availability for all, irrespective of financial limitations. Following that, accompanied by the students I had trained, we made a visit to Bestepe in Ankara with the purpose of presenting a certificate of thanks to President Erdogan at the Presidential Palace. This significant event took place during our Ankara meeting in 2009, where participants from all across Turkey and the world had gathered to join us. We are continuing our efforts to preserve this culture with the same level of motivation and excitement. You would appreciate that it is not possible to fit a 10 or 15-minute workout video, which you requested from us, into one video due to time constraints and the limitations of the format. To our understanding, you also do not want any fiction or editing. Here is an outline of the production process we have. Most importantly, it should be noted that I possess an exceptionally rare reed with a shell that is scarcely found at the current moment in time. It is possible to procure this reed in a manner that is true to its essence and origin from the Mediterranean region during the winter months, but it would be greatly beneficial if people were more conscious and mindful about the process of harvesting and adhered to the rules and guidelines diligently. We are eagerly awaiting the restoration of the lands that are, so to speak, depleted and exploited without leaving the reed in its natural green state, as this would ensure the sustainability and preservation of this valuable resource for future generations. After being cut for the time being, it is necessary for it to be prepared to be opened after a period of 2 years of aging and cleaning the skins and shells. When we carry out this task in a professional manner, after it undergoes a transformation and takes on a honey color and a bony structure, and once we drain all the water from the body of the reed, it becomes ready to be opened. So, initially the bark of the reed, resembling this, needs to be addressed before proceeding further with the process. At present, we are in the midst of peeling their skins. Subsequently, we possess templates that have been tailored to the precise measurement specifications. For instance, a reed that is appropriate for a ney played by a girl. Our templates cater to neys played by girls, neys played by men, spurder neys, bolahenks, shah neys, and mustasem neys. Prepared in dimensions as recommended by the masters, we currently have a total of 26 units available for purchase at your convenience. In this process, we trim the reed to the required size for adjustment, ensuring optimal comfort by straightening it with an extra node positioned at the top and another extra node positioned at the bottom for added support and flexibility. I have a preference for carrying out this shaping process manually, utilizing a saw as my tool of choice, without relying on the assistance of electrically powered devices. Engaging in this activity brings me great satisfaction and enjoyment. This is the cleaned and cut version of the reed along its entire length and in accordance with the specified measurement requirements. The most laborious part is straightening the reed, which is the part that involves straightening. In the course of this process, we commence the exertion of effort to straighten the reed, initiating from the bases of the nodes by applying heat using a wedge, as can be visually perceived with this particular wedge that is being utilized for this specific purpose of straightening the reed and ensuring its proper alignment. The reed straightening process usually takes a duration of 3 to 3 months and is performed in a dedicated and separate section of the facility. Despite the apparent straightness of the reed, as evident from the visual observation, the presence of natural curves can be attributed to their inherent nature and characteristics. During the initial heating process, the curvature that is already present becomes even more pronounced and noticeable. During the second heating process, subsequent to bending and cooling, the nodes of the reeds undergo further asymmetry, resulting in an even more pronounced level of asymmetry. During the second process, they undergo slight corrections. Upon inspection, it is evident that this reed has indeed gone through the second process, specifically the second heating process. Now I will work on its third level. It may seem straight now, but there is a slight slope to the right side of the building. To provide an illustration, let's start from the upper node without burning or roasting the reed, ensuring it is not exposed to excessive heat. Based on the measurement of the wedge I demonstrated earlier, for example in this 25mm gap, you need to be careful when handling the reed. It is important not to rush while working with the first node, as the reed is very sensitive and can crack if overloaded. Therefore, we should approach it calmly, taking into account its fragility. By following these precautions, we can successfully work with the reed without causing any damage or compromising its integrity. In order to decrease this risk, I permit pure sesame oil to sit in the oil tank overnight, thereby enabling the reed to become more flexible and reducing the likelihood of damage, so that the straightening process is easier and we minimize the risk of cracking the reed. After that, I proceed in this manner. I move on to the second node. I apply heat to the second node. After that, I apply the same process. You will appreciate that it is impossible to finish a ney in 15 minutes. We do not wish to rush and waste a reed for that reason. Our intention is to proceed cautiously and avoid any unnecessary squandering of resources. In my perspective, these reeds hold an immeasurable value, comparable to the preciousness of gold in my eyes and in the eyes of many others. There is a laborious process in terms of sourcing and removing from the field, which requires meticulous attention and effort. The process of straightening in this operation, as mentioned earlier, is already the most laborious and time-consuming part of the entire operation. After the reed has been straightened and made ready, the internal openings of our instrument are configured in the following way. We begin by using ease to open the holes, taking into account the diameter of the reed during this process. I need to display the reed I was recently working on because I do not want to spoil the excitement by revealing it prematurely. I intended to say excitement. The reason for the change is a time constraint. We proceed to open it in the following manner. Then we handle a thicker one in the same way as demonstrated earlier. The reed also possesses a thick one. It is utilized in accordance with the diameter of the reed. Using a thicker wedge on a reed of this size might potentially lead to the cracking of the reed. After opening it and conducting a thorough cleaning to remove any residues, we employ a scraper, a specialized tool designed for this purpose. By utilizing the scraper, we guarantee the effective elimination of all residues, ensuring a clean and debris-free surface. This meticulous cleaning procedure is crucial for maintaining the optimal functionality of the object and extending its lifespan. Allow me to inform you that, once the inside is opened, we should start by gently bending it over this point. I would like to emphasize that there is a node which we will not be utilizing, and I would be happy to provide an illustration of this as well, in order to clarify any potential confusion. In this manner, the aperture in the sound box located precisely in the center is of great significance. The diameter is also extremely important, and its symmetry is also of utmost importance. After that, we gently open and relax it from the tip to reach the normal diameter of the sound box, ensuring optimal resonance and sound quality. We're expanding it with a thick E. Then in its dimensions, it possesses the cloud of the completed rendition of what you know. Then he desires to thicken it a bit more. If we want to open it a bit more, we need to open it with a thicker E and finish it. His intention is to achieve a thicker consistency. In order to achieve a greater level of openness, we must utilize a thicker E and bring it to completion. Then, in order to create a kidney, we began with the reed's sound box. The sound box, which we initially intended to use for making a kidney, is located up here. We will then adjust its position slightly based on the indicated curtains. For instance, there are 2 curtains here and 1 curtain right below this kidney. Then we'll also place a curtain here. We will draw this with the help of a ruler right in the middle of the reed, that is, with the symmetry of 2 knots in the exact center using a pen. Thus, we will make use of this template in combination with our ruler for our intended purpose. Together. We will establish and determine the optimal placements for the curtains in the room. When we receive 1, 2, 3, 4. After making marks on the positions of the curtains with a pencil in this particular way, as I mentioned before, I am presently just doing this for show. After the video, I will continue straightening and will carry out this process in the final stage. In the center. Not healthy to do this here. I have a special place for this. I clamp it there to prevent slipping. After drawing a line over the curtains with our help, in the middle, 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 in the middle. I am placing markers for their positions exactly in the middle of the plus sign symbol. Subsequently, for the open procedure, as previously stated, I derive greater pleasure from manually opening it as opposed to using any other method. This preference for manual opening has been consistent throughout. It takes some time. Then, cleaning the burrs takes time, but it is necessary for a smooth finish. When delineating its features, it is particularly crucial to emphasize and communicate that it is a laborious and special task specifically tailored for foreigners, tourists, or children, achieved through meticulous, handcrafted work, ensuring an unforgettable and one-of-a-kind experience that showcases the skill and dedication involved in its creation. I prefer them to witness the handiwork. I'm moving on to another reed. When talking about the other reed and to save time and not waste it, I open the curtains in this specific way that ensures efficiency. By doing this, I can optimize my workflow and make the most of my available time, ensuring that I can accomplish more tasks within the given time frame and be productive. Following that, I employ fine sandpaper to meticulously clean the curtains by gently sanding the tip of a reed piece, ensuring thorough removal of any dirt or debris that may have accumulated over time. In the last step, together with the parasols that I have prepared, allow me to demonstrate it to you in this manner. I am assembling them together with the parasols according to their measurements to prevent the reed from cracking. I am applying beeswax to the knots so that they don't leak air. Then, together with the headstock, I'm getting ready to take a breath.